Hey guys, hope everyone's having a good day. So today we're going to do a video on Stephen Mozia from Nigeria, the former Nigerian record holder before Chuckway, both indoor and outdoor. He was a twice runner-up in shot put to Ryan Krauser in the NCAAs. He's a three-time African Games champion. Three-time African Championships medalist, 2 times in discus, 1 time in shot put, has a PR of 21.76 meters in shot put outdoor, and then indoor 21.11, and also has a discus throw PR of 62 meters 80. So one of the best, dual eventers ever. Not many people can throw 21 meters and over 60 in disc as well. Not to mention 21.76 is pretty far, no matter what era. We've been kind of spoiled lately with all these 22-plus meter guys, but 21.76 is extremely far. All right, he went to Cornell for the NCAA, and he broke Adam Nelson's Ivy League indoor record with a throw of 20.79, and he was also in the World Junior Championships. And he made the World Indoor Championships in 2014 and 2016, and the Olympic Games in 2016 as well, and the Commonwealth Games. So, pretty short career, but he did a lot during that time. And the reason I think he's underrated is because, one, I don't think a lot of people know him because he had kind of a short career. No offense, he didn't it's not like he won medals at world championships and whatnot. He kind of didn't make that many finals and those type of comps. But in terms of NCAA, one of the best ever, one of the best dual eventers ever. And I think he deserves a little praise. He had some steep competition against the same years as Ryan Krauser in the NCAA. So I don't know what to tell him. A lot of people can't beat Adam Nelson no matter what. I'm sorry. Well, Adam Nelson as well, but Ryan Krauser. But whatever. But I think he has a phenomenal technique, and the thing is, I think he's pretty small. He's 6'3", which isn't that tiny, but he's only 273 pounds, which for a 21-plus meter shot putter is actually not very big at all. All right. But he is so fast, and his finish is so I love his technique. So we're going to play this. This is a 21-meter 03 throw. Let me just play that again. Play this a couple times. And I just think he deserves a little praise. This was around the same time I was throwing in high school. So I know a lot of people think I'm in my 40s. I'm in my 20s. I know, shocker. But, this would have been, let's see, he would have been in college my sophomore year. Yeah, 2014. So, yeah, I grew up watching, not grew up, but I watched Stephen Mozia when I was first, starting out in shot put. At the time, he was, one of the best in the NCAA, so I grew up on him, Actually, it's weird. I saw more of him than Ryan Krauser, honestly. I didn't really look at the NCAA more, but his videos would pop up quite a bit, which is weird. I don't know. But, I was inspired by Stephen Mozia a lot just because relative to how far he threw, he was kind of tiny, to be quite honest. 273 is not that big for someone who throws this far. Usually 21-plus meter shot putters are closer to 300 pounds. But 273, that's not that big at all. But he makes up for it with his immense speed. And his acceleration is so phenomenal. I absolutely love it. All right, so let's get into the technical analysis. All right. So, first off, starts pretty even wind. Let's see. Actually, let me back this up a little. Yeah, there we go. Yep. So just a little wider than shoulder width, so that's pretty standard. That's usually where everyone starts, and then everyone can like experiment with going either wider, like a Darlin Shirts, or shorter, like a Reese Hoffa or something. Either super wide or super narrow. Just depends on your limb length, how big your hips are, all that, physical limitations like mobility issues and whatnot. But it just depends on you. But the standard is a little wider than shoulder width. Basically, where you would have your back squat. And of course, there are variations of how you can stand on a back squat, either, sumo or like kind of wide or super narrow, like a Chinese style squat. But, let's not get into that. But really like this, super simple wind, super level, keeps weight in both knees evenly, really like that. His left arm and left foot is connected, doesn't turn this right foot, very nice there. So he builds up a lot of tension and a lot of connection in his wind. Now he gets here, this was the style at the time too, it still kind of is, but more people are starting to figure out to like throw their left arm a little bit more, like a Walsh kind of thing, because it allows you to open up a lot easier and turn faster at the back. But this was a style too, and I say was, it still is, where keeping the left arm inside of the left knee. Gerd Cantor was a big proponent of this. And like Orion Whiting was, who was one of the top people at the time. Actually, 2014, no, he probably was. It was like either him or Stroll. Yeah, him and Stroll were pretty much like had a chokehold on the shot put scene in 2014, pretty much. Yeah. But, yeah, because that was before Kovacs really emerged, because he really emerged in like 2015. That was before Krauser, and then Nelson, Cantwell, and Hoffa were kind of getting really old, really past their primes, honestly, in 2014. So, yeah, it was pretty much Ryan Whiting and David Stroll, who I've made videos on too. And this is a big thing about keeping the left arm inside the left knee. And what that does is basically it allows you not to pull out the back. So for people like just starting out, like with the rotation, whether it's discus or shot put, I think it's very good for people to do this kind of thing, because a lot of people tend to pull out the back a lot, and that causes you to be super upper body dominant. So, that means you can't really use your legs very much, and then you won't throw far, because you, just like in any kind of throwing or pretty much any athletic movement, it all starts with your lower body first. So, yeah, like, this was pretty bog standard at the time. I really, really love as he turns, these knees go in opposite directions to build an immense stretch here. Really, really love that. He picks up his right foot when the left foot is facing 90. Now that starts to go out and around. Super nice there. So he gets a nice, super nice angle here. Really wide sweep, turns all the way. So left foot facing that way. Super nice there. Now, normally, nowadays, and what I prefer coaching is the left arm more here. And that way, it kind of doesn't limit your ability to turn. But this is just the style back then, honestly. And I mean, obviously, you can throw far from this. But I don't really like this tilting angle right here. I do think that his left arm kind of just drops a little bit too much for my liking. And I don't like that. Personally, I like keeping the shoulders in general pretty flat and having the hips, especially in shot put, because you don't really want that. You want to orbit, but not that much, especially when you're throwing a 16-pound shot. You don't want that much of an orbit. You kind of want to throw a little bit flat, honestly, for a 16. But he's not that bad here. I don't like this. I'd prefer him. I don't mind his legs being like this, but I like him here and then here. If that, let me clean that up. Oh my goodness. Here and here. What the? Here. Can I draw a straight line? Okay, there. And there. Instead of there and there. But overall, it's not that bad. I mean, his shoulders are still relatively level, especially compared to a lot of throws, because a lot of throws, when I was trying to find a good video for him, his left arm tended to be like down here, and that's usually a big no-no. But here he kept them semi-level, which is why he wasn't throwing 20. He was throwing like 20 plus meters in the other video. This one he threw 21, so kind of proves my point right there. Obviously, it's not the only reason he throws 21. There's several factors besides just the shoulder placement. But let's talk about his timing out the back. So a big proponent that I coach is how to speed up naturally without you like just thinking about just trying hard. What speeds you up is the timing out the back. What I mean by that is how fast you can get off your left leg out the back. Now, it's super weird because you want to be able to turn all the way, at least down the right sector, and then get off. And what I like to think about is... wrong way. As you think about turning this left foot, that's when you need to get off, because you need to think like 2 steps behind. Oh, excuse me. You want to think about the 2 steps behind. So if you think about getting off your left foot here, it's already too late. You're not going to be off your left foot until your right foot comes down. But you see here, you want to think what is actually going to happen is you want to think the sweep. When the sweep leg is passing your left foot, that's when you get off. Is that actually going to happen? No. I don't think anybody can do that. That's an insane type of thing. Like, see, like he gets off here. Now that's good. That's about where you want it. But just thinking about, when the sweep leg is passing your left foot, and I'm speaking for right-handed throwers, then that's when you get off your left. And what that's going to do is that's going to give you it's going to give you that sprint, but more importantly, it's going to give you a little bit of air time. Just a little bit. And you see here, when his right foot lands, he also does a little bit of a pre-turn, which means that instead of the right foot facing that way, it faces that behind, towards the back of the ring. I really like that, especially if you're a super hard sprinter, and that allows you not to travel too far across the ring. But you see, speaking of the timing, now that he's off his left leg, when his right foot grounds here, look at where his left leg is. It's passing him. Now, the how you speed up the throw is how fast you can get your left leg to actually get down at the front, pretty much. So a frame that all you guys should be able to hit when you guys look at video yourselves is when this right foot lands, where's your left foot? If your left foot is back here, you're getting off too late and it's slowing you really down. All right. However, if the minimum goal is when your right foot lands, you want your when your right foot lands, you want your left foot to be pretty much in line with it. And you see this with every good shot putter and discus thrower. All right. You'll never see them. Let me erase that. You'll never see them when their right leg lands and their left foot is still like back here, pretty much like just getting off, because that's super, super slow. All right. So how to speed up your throw really fast is just think about just getting off sooner. Honestly, just get off your left foot sooner. All right. And that dramatically speeds you up. All right. And then you get here. He gets here. He lands a little bit blocked, just a little bit. And he lands a little bit open. Ooh, going a little too far ahead. So let's see. I love that he keeps his right heel up. Very nice. He doesn't let it drop. That's a big problem I'm having in my throws currently, and I've always had. And why that's a big deal is because the second your heel drops, you stop turning, which means that you land open, usually. And and you just either land shifted or like shifted over your left leg, so you take weight off your right leg. So you're going to throw it flat. You're going to probably foul out the front, and you're just not going to generate that much power. It won't keep you on your right foot. And, if you stop turning, you stop using your legs really, and then your upper body catches up, and then you throw with your upper body. So you don't throw very far. Whereas if you just think about keeping your right ankle stiff and your heel just a little bit off the ground when you land, and you just keep it that height the entire time, it's going to it's going to kind of free spin you. So you're going to kind of free spin. It's going to get your left foot down super fast, because you don't want to think about just stomping your left foot down, because then that will cause your hips to be super far behind you. But you want to think about that right foot turning, getting that left foot down. That way your hips are connected, and it will cause your left foot to be down really quick while keeping your hips connected, and it allows you to keep turning as well. All right. So yeah, that's something I'm working on my throw, but hopefully I will one day. Now, let's get to here. Now, he does back up a frame. Let's see, when does he land? Yeah, he lands there. So he's a little bit blocked off. What I mean by blocked off is I guess he's not really blocked. So blocked off would be like his right foot lands here and his left foot's like here. And in the bucket would be if the right foot is there and the left foot is like here. Now, I would personally like his right foot to be there and his left foot to be like somewhere around here. That way he could turn all the way. And that's why he's what I call doing like a tightrope, like walking a tightrope, which means that both his feet are perfectly in line with each other. Not the most ideal thing, because I think, he does get off his right foot a little bit earlier, but he does turn all the way and squares up really nice. But I just think he jumps a little bit too much. I think if he landed a little bit more heel-toe relationship, so left toe to right heel, in line with each other, I think that he would be able to turn and stay grounded a lot longer. And that would allow him to throw way further. I do think, he just jumped a little bit, kind of just in the air. And I do think his left foot, his head should not be facing like this way. He does hold a really strong block. It's just in the air, so it's kind of not doing that much. But what he gets away with is what a lot of really good athletes get away with, and it's the fact that you're super athletic and super fast. So you can kind of get away with it a little bit, because if you're just an extremely superb athlete and you can just move fast enough, it kind of just, doesn't really matter. Sure, it's not the most ideal thing, but I mean, you can throw far just kind of getting by with your athleticism. Not saying he's doing that, because he still hits phenomenal positions. I just think, not every throw is perfect. I bet Ryan Crouser can find fault with his world record throw and stuff. And, and it's also a meet, so it's not the most technical throw in the world. Most people in meets are not the most technically sound because they're not focused on really technique. I say this in countless other videos. When you get to a meet, you maybe be focusing on like 1, maybe 2 cues. All right? But for the most part, you shouldn't be like treating it as a kind of like a practice, kind of like just thinking about a bunch of different things and like all that. Not that you should be doing that in practice either. But with the adrenaline spike that you get at meets and all that, the goal is to throw far, not be like super technically sound. In fact, almost anybody's like PR throw is not their most technically sound throw. I know mine wasn't. Mine, I didn't get over my left at all. I pulled the crap out of the finish. I almost sectored it right. I don't even know how I even went that far. And it was my only fair throw the entire day. But by golly, it was a PR. But yeah, it definitely was not my most technical sound throw ever. Not even close, honestly. I actually didn't like it at all. I'm surprised it even went that far. And yeah, it's the same for countless other people as well. But it's just the fact that you're just moving faster, compared to practice, and you just happen to line it up. But yeah, overall phenomenal. Phenomenal thrower, phenomenal career. Wish it was a little longer. I don't know why he had a short career. Maybe he just didn't want to do it anymore. Maybe he got injured. No idea. I didn't hear of him getting really injured, but of course I don't. Nobody really talks about Stephen Mozia, which is kind of the point of why I'm making this video. But yeah, I just think he's a phenomenal thrower. Oh my goodness, I remember throwing in those Nikes. Oh, good times, good times. And yeah, other than that, pretty nice, So anyway, I hope you guys learned something. Let me know if you have any questions or any requests for people you want me to analyze. And thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.